Ever feel small? Like, really small. Standing under the night sky, kind of getting that we're just specks feeling.
It's more than just feeling small. It's like facing this cosmic indifference, you know?
Like the universe just doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly. Like a vast, empty desert.
Or the bottom of the ocean.
Right. Or all those crazy exoplanets.
Speaking of exoplanets, it's wild what we're finding out there.
Totally. Some of them are just huge gas giants.
With storms bigger than our whole planet.
And then there are those tidally locked ones.
One side always facing the sun.
Scorching deserts on one side.
And the other side frozen solid.
It really puts things in perspective.
It makes you feel pretty insignificant.
Not just the scale, but like how alien it all is.
Like what?
Think about the microscopic world, all those tiny creatures.
Are covered in them.
Whole ecosystems right under our noses.
Makes you wonder what LSE we're missing.
Exactly what's lurking where we can't even see.
Kind of creepy when you think about it.
It is like that thing with the hydrothermal vents.
Oh yeah, life in those superheated toxic vents.
Totally alien.
It's like an alien planet right here.
And if life can exist there,
imagine what LSE is out there.
In the darkness of space.
Hiding in the depths.
It's both exciting and kind of scary.
It's not just about alien life, though, right?
You know, it's about nature's power, too.
With natural disasters.
The earthquakes, the wildfires.
They show us how powerful nature really is.
And how fragile we are.
It's like this thing called solastalgia.
You heard of that?
I've read about it. It's like this feeling of grief.
When your environment changes drastically.
Like you're mourning a place you knew.
A lot of people are feeling it with climate change.
It's not just an abstract problem.
It's changing our whole relationship with the planet.
It's unsettling.
Definitely. Have you ever thought about the cosmic microwave background?
That faint echo of the Big Bang.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing we can actually detect that.
It really is. It's not just scientists thinking about this stuff either. Artists. I've seen some incredible artwork.
Really?
With this Lovecraftian feel incorporating real science.
It's like mixing awe and terror.
Exactly.
Even movies are tapping into this.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Movies like Annihilation and The Ritual.
I haven't seen those.
They use nature to create this sense of dread.
Like something's out there watching.
Exactly. It gets under your skin.
That's like dark tourism, you know?
People visiting disaster zones or bleak landscapes.
There's something about those unsettling places.
It's like staring into the abyss.
It is. It makes you question your place in the universe.
Like, what are we even doing here?
Are we alone?
Big questions.
That have haunted us forever.
Makes you want to curl up and hide sometimes.
Maybe that's the point, though. To confront these anxieties.
Maybe it's the first step to understanding everything.
It's humbling.
And a little terrifying, but also kind of empowering.
Empowering how?
If we're really insignificant, then we have the freedom to create our own meaning.
To explore and marvel, without the burden of cosmic expectations.
We become the authors of our own story.
Exactly.
That's a pretty amazing thought.
It is.
We're these tiny creatures.
On a tiny planet.
But we can comprehend the vastness of the universe.
And find our own place within it.
That's powerful stuff.
It is.
And you know those hydrothermal vents?
The ones with the alien ecosystems.
Yeah, they might hold clues about the origins of life itself.
It's amazing, isn't it? Life that doesn't need sunlight.
It's like a whole different blueprint for life.
Yeah.
And if it can exist down there in those conditions?
It makes you wonder about the possibilities for life on other planets, right? If life can thrive in the darkness of our oceans, imagine what could exist out there in the universe.
It brings us back to that Lovecraftian idea that the universe just doesn't care.
Exactly. It's indifferent to our existence, our search for meaning.
But we're still here searching for answers, trying to make sense of it all.
Driven by curiosity, I guess.
It's humbling and a bit terrifying, but also kind of empowering, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's like we have the freedom to create our own meaning. Because in the grand scheme of things, maybe nothing really matters.
So we write our own stories, explore, and just marvel at the universe.
Exactly. That's the beauty of it all. Nature's not all pretty landscapes and cute animals, you know.
It's got this raw power.
That can wipe us out like that.
It's a reminder that we're not really in control.
Not at all. Think about how we feel when we're alone in the wilderness.
Like someone's watching us.
That primal fear.
It's deep down inside us.
A survival instinct from way back.
But in the modern world, it comes out in weird ways.
Like how?
Our fascination with true crime horror movies,
even the news,
we're drawn to darkness.
Even though it kind of creeps us out.
Maybe we need a little fear.
To feel alive.
Maybe it makes us appreciate the good times more.
or helps us deal with our own mortality.
Facing our fears even indirectly can be cathartic.
It helps us understand that the universe is chaotic
And random.
and that we're not alone in feeling anxious.
So embracing this cosmic horror, this feeling of being insignificant, could actually be good for us.
It forces us to let go of our ego.
To accept that we're not the center of everything.
It opens us up to a new way of seeing things.
One that embraces both the terror and the awe.
A reality full of mystery and wonder.
Maybe there's beauty in that.
In the unknown.
In being a tiny part of something much bigger.
It's a shift in perspective that can change everything.
It reminds me of that thing called pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
Seeing faces or patterns in random things.
Like in the clouds.
Yeah, or in the shadows.
It's like our brains are wired to find meaning.
Even if it's not really there.
We're pattern-seeking creatures.
Always trying to connect the dots.
And sometimes we find meaning in the strangest places.
It shows how subjective our reality really is.
Shaped by our experiences and biases.
But it also shows how much we crave meaning.
Even if it's scary or confusing.
Maybe the scariest part of cosmic horror is realizing that the universe doesn't owe us any answers.
That's a tough one.
It means we have to create our own meaning.
Our own purpose.
But maybe that's the most liberating thing of all.
How so?
If we're truly insignificant, if the universe doesn't care, then we're free to create our own reality.
Our own stories, our own sense of wonder.
We become the architects of our own cosmic horror.
That's a powerful thought.
It is. But let's bring it back down to Earth for a second.
What do you mean?
How does this cosmic perspective affect our everyday lives?
It changes how we interact with the planet.
And how we understand our place in the ecosystem.
When you acknowledge nature's power, it changes how you think about climate change.
And conservation, and even what you buy.
It forces you to think long-term.
To consider the consequences of our actions on a planetary scale.
It reminds us that we're all connected.
Part of this complex web of life.
It's a humbling realization.
But also empowering.
Knowing that we're all connected makes us responsible for each other.
And for the planet.
And for the future.
It's a call to action.
No matter how small we feel, we can make a difference.
So how do we reconcile this cosmic horror with our daily lives?
It starts with awareness.
Of our place in the universe, our connection to nature, the impact of our choices.
Then comes action.
Making choices that benefit the planet.
Supporting sustainability, minimizing our impact, advocating for change.
It's about finding a balance.
Between appreciating nature's power.
And protecting it.
It's a delicate dance.
But we have to learn it if we want to survive.
And maybe even thrive.
Who knows? Maybe in the process we'll learn more about ourselves.
Our place in the cosmos.
The nature of existence itself.
It's a journey worth taking.
It sounds like a good place to start.
It's all we can do, really.
Embrace the mystery. Confront the fear. Keep searching for answers.
Even when it feels like there aren't any.
Even in the face of cosmic indifference.
That's where the real beauty lies.
In the vastness, the unknown, the sheer fact that we exist.
It's something to hold on to.
Especially when the darkness closes in.
It always does eventually.
But we're drawn to it.
To the mystery of the unknown.
It's part of who we are.
It drives us to explore, to question, to search for meaning.
Even in a universe that doesn't seem to care.
Especially then.
That's where the fun is.
The fun of discovery, the thrill of the unknown, the excitement of being alive in this crazy universe.
It's a strange kind of fun.
It's ours.
This kind of brings us back to Lovecraft, doesn't it?
It goes deeper than just monsters and tentacles.
It's that feeling of cosmic dread.
Knowing that there are forces out there we can't even understand.
But there's a strange beauty in that, too.
The beauty of the sublime.
Feeling awe and terror at the same time.
When you're faced with something way bigger than yourself.
Like looking out at the ocean.
Or up at the night sky.
It makes you feel small.
But also connected to something much greater.
Humbling and exhilarating at the same time.
And that's what draws us to nature.
And to Lovecraftian horror.
It lets us tap into something primal.
Something deep inside us.
It's a way to face the unknown.
And maybe even find some peace in it.
You know when the world gets to be too much?
The news, the stress, everything.
Just step outside.
Look at the stars.
Listen to the wind.
Feel the ground under your feet.
Remember that you're part of something bigger.
Something ancient and powerful.
Remember that even though the universe might not care,
there's still beauty.
In the vastness.
The unknown.
The fact that we exist at all.
That's what matters.
It really is.
Well said. I think that about wraps it up for this deep dive.
Until next time.